I'm Froggy, and here is a My Froggy Stuff mashup. This week, we have put together some of our favorite Disney-inspired crafts. From Tiana's restaurant to Moana's island house, we've got you covered. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Little Froggy and I went to Walt Disney World and had the best day ever. Say Mickey! Mickey! And it was actually an episode for Walt Disney World's Best Day Ever YouTube channel, so you might want to go check that out. I'll put the link down below. While we were there, we got totally inspired to make some kind of Walt Disney World craft.
So we made Cinderella's castle.
Out of a cereal box! Yes, this is one of our box rooms. Standing at 34.5 inches tall, this is one of our larger crafts. Made out of a cereal box, cardboard, printables, scrapbook paper, and a few sticker gems for the clock. Oh, and a whole bunch of paper tubes. These are the large cardboard tubes that you'll get with like wrapping paper, because after the holidays you might have all this leftover wrapping paper tubes, and I was like, yeah, you should totally build a castle with it. And this castle has 2 levels, a downstairs
And a balcony!
so I can stand up here in all of my regal glory and wave to all of the peasants.
Sophie!
What?
Let's go inside.
On the inside, just gotta turn this around. Thank you. Then push open the sides completely, and you have the inside of the castle. We have a large room with some very interesting architecture.
Which is a nice way of saying it's empty.
Get out of here, Gus!
Ah!
I know we haven't decorated it yet, but I totally plan on it. Like maybe some faux stained glass windows. Oh yeah, that would be cool. But until then, we are pretending it is a grand ballroom.
Wow, is it just me, or does this castle have a mouse problem?
I have arrived. The party can now begin.
Sophie, the party started an hour ago. You're late.
Someone as Fabsome as I is never late. Everyone else is simply early.
Hey, you got that from the Princess Diaries.
Yes, I did. See, it totally works as a ballroom. You can even add a disco ball for those party animals.
Yeah!
And when playtime is over, the sides fold in to make it a little easier to store. The tutorial to make this Cinderella castle is on Walt Disney World's Best Day Ever YouTube channel, and we'll put a link in the description box below. It is so exciting when we get to do projects for other channels. I can just squeeze you to pieces. Help! So go check out the other video, and we hope you have as much fun as we did making your own doll Cinderella castle. And I better go and help Mickey. We have had several requests to combine a Disney princess with a made-to-move Barbie. All right, so let's give it a try. Who's going first? Aw, Ariel, it is so kind of you to volunteer.
Aw, a pair of legs would have been nice right about now.
Don't worry, you're about to get some. Let's try to match her with the pink made-to-move Barbie. I carefully remove their heads and switch them. Oh no! She has bobblehead syndrome! So I added a rainbow loom rubber band, and it helped. And it's a great match on the skin tone. So now Ariel is a part of our made-to-move world. See what I did there? Part of our world. Yeah. Who's next? Rapunzel? Oh yeah! For Pocahontas, we are going to use the orange made-to-move Barbie. It's not a perfect match, but I feel that it is the best choice out of all of the options. However, Jasmine is a great match for the orange made-to-move Barbie. Let's try Tiana. Aww, there is a pretty big difference between the skin tones. However, we really want to add Tiana to our collection, so we might just have to give her a scarf or something. Now, all of these Disney princesses are from the Disney store, but I am curious to see what a Disney princess by Hasbro will look like. I just have to widen the neck a little. This is not as easy as I would like. Yes! We did it! Her hair is a little messed up, but we can fix that later. All right, girls, it's time to get dressed. Moana is athletic, so we dressed her in activewear from Funville Sparkle Girls. These outfits can be found at Walmart, and sometimes they're a good match for Barbie, and then some outfits work better for Skipper. And I like how this outfit has a lot of the same colors as Mulan's gown. Pocahontas is an earthy girl, so we gave her a Barbie peasant top and some ripped jeans that we made in a previous video. And we added some fringe boots to represent the fringe on her dress. I see Rapunzel as being kind of earthy as well, so we gave her a flower dress with lavender details to represent her lavender floral princess gown. Tiana knows that you can't go wrong with jeans and a t-shirt when you have a business to run. And when she needs to run to the farmer's market, this green Project MC square jacket is perfect, like her signature green dress. I felt that Jasmine just had to wear this blue jacket, so we paired it with a gold top to go along with all of her gold jewelry. For Ariel, I am breaking with tradition, and I am going to theme her around one of my favorite Little Mermaid cosplayers. She's wearing some hipster glasses, a Makey t-shirt, and some Barbie shorts with a plaid shirt tied around her waist, completing our made-to-move Disney princesses.
And you're done.
Happy crafting!
Going to make a stained glass window for a doll using a recycled cereal box, clear plastic from packaging, washable markers, a clear drying glue like Mod Podge, scrapbook paper, a paper tube, craft paint, and glue. I start by cutting a cereal box down the middle so the sides can open up. Remove the tabs from the top, and sometimes I find it easier to open the box completely so that it lays flat. Take a piece of clear plastic from packaging, and if you have trouble finding clear plastic from doll packaging, you can also use the top of a clear egg carton. You just might have to make your windows in long panes instead of one large piece. Now I cut my plastic to the desired size. I place the plastic in the center of the box, trace around it, remove the plastic, use a ruler to draw another rectangle inside that will be slightly smaller than the plastic. Carefully cut out the smaller rectangle, and remember to always have adult supervision when working with sharp objects. Remove the rectangle using a glue stick. Begin covering the paperboard with scrapbook paper. I covered the sides with a gold vintage damask, used tan around the window, and folded it over to the other side. I continued the trim around the top and bottom. On the other side, I decided to do something whimsical and use a rose printed paper. Take another paperboard box. I opened it up to use for the floor. Cover with scrapbook paper. Cut and cover another piece of paperboard and glue it to the floor underneath the window to match the rest of the floor. And this time we chose to make the floor a trapezoid instead of a rectangle to switch things up a little. But the walls can still be folded in when it is time to be stored away. Now that we have made the basic room, it is time to make the window. On a piece of paper, I sketch a rose by first drawing a heart, then I add to it
But when you touch my hand, it all goes away. The things I planned, the things I would say, now I keep rambling on. I sound so cliche. What I am trying to do is say I love you. Ooh, 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 and all the things that you do.
to make a rough sketch of the rose. Now I'm going to go back and take my time and clean up the sketch. I hold it up to the window just to make sure I like the proportions. Then I begin adding more detail around the rose.
'Cause when you touch my hand, it all goes away. The things I planned, the things I...
My drawing is now complete and I will make a copy available on our blog. And if you're looking for more inspiration, you can always use a coloring page for your design. Now I place the clear plastic on top, use tape to hold it in place, then use black acrylic paint to trace over the lines, making sure the lines are thick and moving from one side to the other. Allow it to dry, then using a washable marker, color between the lines. Add a little gloss Mod Podge and fill in the space, being careful to stay inside the lines. Continue to repeat this process, and I like to do one color at a time. First, I did all of the red, and now I'm doing all of the fuchsia, making sure the marker does not touch the black lines. Once I've done all of the coloring, I go back and add the Mod Podge. After it dries, if I want the color to be more vibrant, I just go back and do a second coat of coloring and Mod Podge. Allow it to dry. While waiting, I cut a paper tube, cover with paper, cut squares of leftover paperboard, stack and glue them together, cover with paper, glue the tube to the paperboard to make columns. I use stickers and cutouts from doll packaging to make art for the walls. And once the glue is dry, glue it behind the opening. I use washi tape to cover the edges on the back to give it a clean finish. Then I decided to use a little on the inside as well to make a Beauty and the Beast inspired stained glass window, perfect for Valentine's Day.
And you're done.
Happy crafting!
That way, I see you standing in the corner like it's okay. Don't you know that you move with your body? Don't you know that you move with your body? Would you never go back this road? Would you never go back that way? I see you standing in the corner like it's okay. Don't you know that you move with your body? Don't you know that you move with your body?
We just watched Moana for the second time on iTunes. And now I'm feeling inspired to make a room. Using cardboard, artificial plants, recycled paper, scrapbook paper, twine or jute, cotton yarn, brown paper bags, and glue. I start by cutting a large rectangle of cardboard. Cut a second piece that is slightly shorter to go on top. On the shorter rectangle, I draw a line across the corner, then cut on the line drawn. Repeat on both sides to make a trapezoid. So now I have a large rectangle and a trapezoid. I cover the visible areas of the rectangle with a sand print scrapbook paper, cover the trapezoid with a wood grain scrapbook paper, cut strips of cardboard, stack and glue them together, cover the ends with paper, glue them underneath the trapezoid, glue it onto the large rectangle to make a platform. Use recycled paper to roll paper tubes, adding multiple layers of paper to make them thicker. After making 8, I add a layer of scrapbook paper. To make logs, I use different prints for the ones that will go vertical and the ones that will go horizontal. On the vertical beams, I rolled on strips of paper to look like carvings, then glue them onto the platform. Wrap the top and bottom with twine. Glue the remaining beams across the top. Wrap twine around the joints to cover them and give more support. Cut and cover strips of cardboard. I made several that are about 3.5 inches long. Glue them to the outside of the top beam at an angle all the way around. Use another strip of cardboard to connect them. I made 2 rows, one on the inside and one on the outside. Take a paper bag and fold it. Cut off a section. On one end, make small cuts, making sure not to go all the way through. Unfold it and glue it onto the top. To make the roof, add artificial plants for a touch of green to complete the basic structure. Now let's turn it around to look at the inside. I take a piece of cardboard, make small cuts on the ends, cut long pieces of yarn, place them through the cuts in the cardboard, take another piece of yarn and weave it through the lines, going under every other. When I get to the end, tie knots to secure the yarn, tie the strings together, remove it from the cardboard, tie the ends onto the poles to make a hammock. Use fabric to sew a pillow for the hammock. Cut large rectangles of fabric, take a long piece of twine, place the twine at the top of the fabric, fold it over, and sew a straight line across. Tie the ends onto the beams to make a curtain, and we can roll it up to let in more light when not in use. Weave a rug. Use twine to crochet baskets to sit in the corner to hold whatever the dolls may need.
And you're done.
Happy crafting!
It's like a dream. It's like a dream when we both get together and feel. Yeah, my mind is screaming now whenever we dream. Here is the thing I knew right from the start. Yeah, you are the best part of my red heart. You are the best part.
In honor of Black History Month, we are going to make a doll restaurant inspired by Disney's first African-American princess, Tiana. Using cardboard, artificial plants, beads and buttons, clear plastic from packaging, scrapbook paper, paper tubes, and glue. I start by cutting for the front and side of the building. Draw the windows and doors, cut them out, cover the edges with white paper, cover with paper. I'm using a brick scrapbook paper on the front with a bar of gray at the bottom. On the other side, we used a golden tan and a tan and white print. Then white paper for trim. Cut a large piece of cardboard, glue down paper for the floor and sidewalk. Glue on the walls. Cut clear plastic from packaging, glue it over the windows, glue strips of paper on top, cover strips of cardboard with paper, glue them on the sides of the windows and doors, and at the corners. On the lower level, I glue a flat piece of cardboard under the windows. On the upper level, I make the cardboard facing out and glue a small trapezoid underneath. Cut trapezoids of cardboard, bend over the sides, cover with paper, glue it over the top of the windows. For the awnings, glue covered cardboard on the sides of the windows. For shutters, use covered cardboard and paper to finish the top. Glue together 2 rectangles of cardboard, cover with paper, cut strips of cardboard, stack and glue a few layers, cover with paper, glue the covered rectangle to the front, glue the long strips of cardboard underneath to make a platform. Repeat on the inside to make a second level. Make smaller columns and glue them to the corners, and one in the middle. Make paper tubes and glue them between the columns. Glue a piece of covered cardboard on top to make a balcony. Fold a covered piece of cardboard, glue it at the corner, glue in some artificial plants, glue together beads and buttons, glue them on for lights. On the inside, cut rectangles of cardboard, one slightly longer than the other, a small base, a large base, and one for the top. Cover with paper, glue the long rectangles onto the small base, glue on the top, then glue it to the large base, which we covered to match the floor. To make a podium for the hostess, cut a piece of cardboard that is the same height as the building. On another piece of cardboard, use a ruler to draw a grid for planning out the stairs. I cut 2 that have a small landing on top, and they will be glued onto the back wall coming forward. Then I cut another one that will take the dolls the rest of the way to the top floor. Right now we're looking at the wall laying flat, so when everything is glued together, it will look something like this. Making a staircase that goes up to a landing and then up to the top floor. Cover with paper, cut and cover strips of cardboard and glue them going up the stairs. Glue on the other side, glue them onto the extended wall, cover pieces of cardboard with paper, glue them on top, glue paper tubes onto the stairs, make a long strip of covered cardboard, and glue it onto the paper tubes to complete the stairs, which can be stored inside the main building when not in use. Add lights. We use previous videos to make our paperboard tables and paper tube chairs. Glue artificial plants into beads, completing the restaurant. And we can use the top floor for additional seating, an office, or a small apartment. We can even have seating outside. Use paperboard, paint, and stickers to give the restaurant a name.
And you're done.
Happy crafting!
Just make me believe in love when you're gone, forever after. Just make me believe that we find someone here in the afterglow.
Thank you for joining us for this My Froggy Stuff mashup. Let us know what mashups you would like to see in the comments down below. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to ring the bell and follow us on Instagram at My Froggy Stuff and the Frog Vlog. And we will see you next time. Bye!